for you?
Yeah,
can
you
hear
sound
everything?
good. You sound good.
Okay, very good. All right, we're back. Welcome. We're all here now. This is a take 2, obviously, because take 1 was a big fashal fail. You know how it is.
Part, to be fair.
On my part, yeah, it was actually on my part. I wasn't loud enough. Tanzim couldn't figure out volume altogether, but it's all good.
I was the first one working. What the hell?
That's just in the background. Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Almost.
Look, it's not.
It's like
listen,
a
it's not
6-year-old lady
my
on an
fault.
international call, bro. Hello, Samadi.
Like, I don't know. Computers are complicated these days.
Yeah, far out. I'd bet for you, then. Wow. We're joined today. We have the original OG crew: Hammer Daddy, Ahmad,
Wow. Hammer day.
Taznimul,
Day.
and Bedr. All have made a. I think you've all been on this podcast before, except Tanzim.
Tanzim's had.
Tanzim tried
not
one
officially.
He had one
Tried.
episode, but it was a big fail. Like we
My
had to do-
podcast got buried for national security reasons.
like literally, it just couldn't even be aired. We just had to delete it.
Geopolitical reasons.
Yeah.
All of
That's
our
the one.
careers were on the line if that one aired.
No, speak for yourself. Your career is on.
It's like-
No.
I like to make
so
a
it's yours
statement.
by association.
Yeah, bro. He's making some political distance, Ahmad. Settle down, bro. All
I
right.
do not have sexual relations.
Oh, bro. Honestly, love it. Anyway, let's get into today. What the topic for the day? You all read the notes, I'm assuming, or had a glance at the note, or had a
Quick skim.
Ahmad
quick
can't
skim?
read.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Tanzim read the notes to me.
I just read it out.
One word a minute.
We're still going through like the 4 lines of notes. I'll be an hour, guys. What a guy. Oh man. And one thing, by the way, if you have the microphone on, like and you're like not using it, just get your mouth out of the way of the microphone so you don't hear like breathing or anything like that.
I think that's
Or
just
cough
general
into it.
about Tanzim.
Yeah,
just
bro.
like,
Nice.
no, that's all right. I'm
Uh,
saying like don't breathe straight into it. Like shuffle away from the microphone or something like that. Whatever.
How
Yeah.
am I meant to shuffle away from it? It's like
Oh,
attached to my face.
Oh, you got it like one of those headsets. Yeah, okay, that's fine. There's nothing we can do about that. I can just do that in post. No dramas.
Yeah.
You're
No.
not editing this, Jude.
No, I'm not editing this. That's true.
He never
I'm straight up upload. I'm clicking end and putting upload. This is it. So whatever you guys get, this is how you guys want to be portrayed to the world is how it's going to be right now. Okay.
Good luck,
Put
Tanzim.
your best foot forward. Best foot forward. Today, I was thinking about this the other day actually, while thinking of podcast topics. We did have like a mini discussion about it. Is while we were in uni, we were all quite, I would say, underfunded. You know, we weren't poor, but like we didn't have anything fancy, anything
Just
nice.
a bit
really.
povo.
That's a bit povo, you know, especially when you get like near the exams because no one was working. So it's like you get near the exams, you stop working, and like you know the money really starts like dwindling down. You start eating like the pie, and the drinks get a little bit cheaper. You're not going to like Subway anymore. Which, by the way, like Subway was the expensive meal for us at that point in time.
Yeah.
It was
How
It
much
was-
was it back
it
then?
was,
Like $10, $12?
$11.90, wasn't it?
Wasn't it
Chips
like
and a
there was
drink,
like a
bruh.
student discount, wasn't it?
There was no student discount,
Yeah,
bro.
No, there was like the $9, $11. You get the free drink with the student ID.
Oh, it
Oh,
was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
small
yeah.
drink.
You used to get
yeah.
the free drink.
But then the Subway lady counts the tomatoes that go into your sandwich and puts
Bro,
them back.
she was
15
she was counting the tomatoes, and like those tomatoes were sliced. Bro, like I
Bro,
picked
not
up
even
one
the tomatoes,
tomato, I
just
could
count
see
the
through
olives,
it, bro.
Counting the
How
Those
long-
olives.
olives
How do
are
you count
expensive,
olives?
bro.
They get like the big drum of olives, bro, like the vat. Still
It's probably
counting.
the most profitable Subway in New Zealand, that one.
No, I reckon the one.
We
Is
did-
there
we
Subway
did
in the
eat a lot of
airport?
Subway.
there is Subway in the
Not
airport.
inside the airport anymore. It's outside.
Actually, here's a
I-
question: why is everything fucking so expensive in the airport? Why is like the Burger King in the airport like $7 or $8 more expensive than the regular Burger King outside?
Yeah,
What is the
that-
purpose for it?
I
Why are you
mean-
charging us more?
I mean, it's the retailers. I blame the retailers, man. You know, the airport
What
has
is-
nothing to do with that.
The airport has nothing to
The
do
airport
with
has
it.
everything.
Oh,
to do.
yeah.
They're charging us unnecessary taxes.
I mean, you know, it is what it is. You just gotta get if you're broke, you shouldn't be flying. That's what it is.
Yeah,
I think
see-
it's just generally they know people are traveling. They're willing to spend more money.
Hmm.
I reckon
You'd
no,
be
like
more
I just don't
inclined.
like being forced. I don't like being forced into something. Like, oh,
No
did
one's
you want to
forcing you to
eat
go
some?
eat Burger
No,
King.
no, but like I'm hungry. I get to the airport, I'm hungry, bro. And you
Okay,
can't
so
be
don't eat
eating way
Burger King.
before.
Look,
You can't eat
better,
before.
Better. in Jude's books, that's being forced.
I'm being
His own
forced. Also, like,
feelings.
okay, so let's say the world's like the water is now $500 a liter. Okay, oh, you don't have to use water. You don't have to use it. It's the same thing in the
No, but
airport.
you actually
Exact same
don't
thing.
have to eat Burger King.
What? Okay, what can I pause? What's
I
the
mean,
cheapest thing to eat in the
we-
airport?
Pack a sandwich.
we offer free water at the airport. You know.
Yeah,
It's
okay,
tap.
free water, mashallah, bro. Well, you guys just doing the Lord's work today, bro. Honestly, bro. What is the cheapest thing to eat at the airport, Ahmed? What could I possibly eat?
Probably McDonald's. Even I think I don't know if it's the same prices everywhere, but
It's
it's
not.
probably
It's
still
a
McDonald's.
little more expensive.
Still
It's
McDonald's.
it's enough. It's enough to annoy me. And it was enough. It was enough to make me not buy McDonald's when I was younger.
Yeah, but airports are ridiculously expensive. I bought Burger King in Honolulu.
Thought you were gonna say
Bruh,
you bought
just-
a Birkin bag, bro.
No, I can't afford that. Me, my brother, and Sam, just 3 people. We got like 3 meals, $75.
U.S.
Yeah,
Damn.
Why is
Like,
it? What did you get? What kind of meal?
bro,
was it?
just a fucking chicken sub meal, you know?
At Burger
Like, I
King.
got it and I was like, what the hell is this? Oh, by the way, are we allowed to swear on this podcast?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay,
I mean,
good.
it's the last 10 days of Ramadan, so it's really up to you.
Why do you do this all the time, bro?
it's that halal shade he throws at you, bro.
All the time. Like, you'd be the perfect dawah man, I swear.
Oh, bro, get that book out, bro.
I bet Ahmed's the
Get that
one that
book
goes on
out.
like all of these hijabis like pages on Instagram and comments shit.
He's double
And
tapping.
here we
bro.
go.
Here we go.
Here
Damn.
we go. We're going off on the tangent, boys.
Here we go, baby. That's
What are we supposed to be talking about Tanzim's lifestyle here?
No, we're talking
Back
about
to topic.
lifestyle creep. Look, it's lifestyle creep. So when we were young, we had barely any money. Well, not barely any money. It was enough to like get by, but like we weren't really spending money on anything. Then as I got my first job, my first salary wasn't that great either, and I had responsibilities. So it was like, again, I couldn't like really splurge out. But in the last few years, I think between 25 and 30, your income starts like to climb up a little bit. And then you start doing like all the dumb shit because like I thought I'd be growing up I'd be getting older, like, oh, I won't be liking that kind of stuff. But no, it's completely different. Like you actually just grow up and you realize like I'm still a child, but now I'm a child who has income, so I can buy like a $4,000, $5,000 computer. That doesn't matter to me anymore. Like the stuff that was like
$1,000 vacuum.
I could buy a vacuum, bro. Like that's not exciting. You can buy that
Dyson.
stuff.
You Dyson,
Oh, you can
bro.
buy. I
To be
Dyson.
fair, Dysons are worth it. They're really
Oh,
good
bro.
vacuums.
Better. You're talking. See,
I
you
have not-
vacuum. I Dyson. There's a difference. There's a big difference. in this
Oh,
world.
man.
There's a difference. in
That's
this
a
world.
free plug right there.
The Dyson is actually worth it. It's such a good vacuum. Ahmed, you got one too. You got like the fancy one. You got
Ahmed was
laser
the
version.
Ahmed has been like a Dyson man for his whole like ever since I've known him. His family have been like the key sponsors to Dyson. I swear.
Yes.
I've always
So
known.
we're
him
just,
for
we're just
Dyson.
going to
Vacuum.
establish that I'm the poor one here now.
I mean, your words, not mine.
we're not saying about anything
I'm not
about
saying that
your personal
directly,
wealth.
but it's
I'm
implied.
just saying, in terms of like the cleanliness of the vacuuming of the floors, like our level of suction is at a higher level than yours.
I'm sure your level of suction is way higher.
Use
Well,
discount
Ahmed's got the
code
most powerful
semi-Arab
suction.
climate. You get 10% off Dyson.
I swear to God, if Dyson gives me,
Sponsored by not
bro,
Dyson.
literally, I would invite a vacuum cleaner on this podcast and just turn it on for like 6 minutes. I'm like, can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that suction? That's not like anyone's suction in there. That's the one. But you guys, like, have you guys noticed? First of all, like, have you guys noticed any really like noticeable parts where you're just walking one day, you think, shit, like, what am I doing? I'm getting a little bit more bougie than I was before.
I did that for a while, and then I got humbled really quickly by the IRD. So, like,
Oh yeah,
Wow.
you got caught for taxing.
I mean, allegedly.
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 It's all alleged here.
Why have you not been paying your taxes, Ahmed?
Nah, it was back when we started like first working. I was making a bit more money than I was used to, and yeah, it was
It's all mine. I don't owe the government anything.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! That's because you were on contracting, right? So you had to do
Yeah.
your own taxes.
yeah, and then I was
Bruh,
like,
you Wesley
I thought-
sniped it, didn't you?
Wesley sniped him. I thought I could like outsmart the system and all that.
And then
Yeah.
they're like,
Can't beat the system.
hey, what's going
man.
on, Custer? It's been 3 years. Where's our money?
You're done, man. You're done.
was-
But
yeah.
what do you mean? Like name something you've done that was like, nah, that's bougie, bro. That's
But
fancy.
no, I wasn't doing anything bougie. I was just trying to like invest with tax money, which wasn't a good idea. and then like my investments were stupid, and I still owed IRD money. So Yeah, it wasn't a good strategy, but it was very humbling because then I had to like live very thrifty for the next couple of years to pay back the
Oh.
IRD.
What about now though? Like now, alhamdulillah, it's all up and thing. Like, what are you saying? You have like maintained that level of humbleness? Are you saying you have like?
Yeah, like I think that's like it was like a good lesson of like a reminder of like, like you don't actually need all these like subscriptions and all this like stuff that we pay for randomly. And I used to pay a lot on food back then. Like a good like $60 a day on food.
Well, you're a foodie, aren't you?
No, but like this is just at work. Like I'd go to like I work at the airport, so yeah, you know
At the
why it
Burger
costs so
King.
much.
So you
Yeah.
go Burger King basically every day, bro.
I get a Big Mac for $60.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. So are you saying like what? Like, so are you saying your life now is no more fancy than it was when you're in uni?
No. It is, but now it's a bit more controlled. Like I'm aware of like I went through that phase. Where I was like, oh yeah, I can spend whatever I want, and now I'm like aware of my spending, so it's good. Like it's a bit more controlled. Like I'm
So you had a humbling lesson basically that brought you.
yeah. That's
I need that lesson.
What about you, Badr? Like, do you feel like you're like really you're splashing out now on on
bro.
shit you don't need?
Bro. I spend way too much money on dumb shit all the time.
Like, what when you say dumb shit, like
Nah,
like,
it's not dumb shit. It'll be like I'll go to like nice restaurants, like I'll buy like expensive clothes, sneakers. Basically, those are my main three expenses: food,
I
clothing,
honestly
and
think
sneakers.
like I think food, like eating out, like I think the level of nice restaurant or the price for nice restaurant has like jumped up significantly from like the past like 10 years till now, I reckon.
Bro,
Before,
mine
a nice restaurant was like
skyrocketed.
oh bro, it used to be like $30 was like a really
Mhm.
nice restaurant.
Yeah.
Now
I'm
it's like
paying,
$30 is not that
$300,
nice.
bro, at a restaurant.
especially in the GCC. Like the GCC
Yep.
is crazy
Oof.
expensive now.
$300. What are you buying for $300? You getting some? What was that thing you ordered when you were with me before? You
Oh,
fucking
the
idiot.
the fucking truffle risotto, bro.
Bro, better bought cheese and rice for like 400 riyal.
Cheese and rice.
Which is like basic like
It
200
literally
bucks.
just it was $200 for cheese and rice. It was risotto, and like they barely put much. They didn't put that much truffle on there. It wasn't like that generous heaping of truffle.
But see, this is the type of dumb shit that I'm talking about.
Yeah, I reckon the food's like the most expensive part of like most people's lives. If you're eating
But it
out
just
a lot,
adds up. Just adds up, bro. Like
I-
you go out,
yeah,
like,
it kills you.
It does add up.
once or twice a week, and then it's like, oh well, there goes like fucking like $5,000.
I reckon it's more of like the little snacks and like the coffee here. Get a muffin with a coffee. You
Oh,
know,
for
like
sure, yeah.
go quick, get a chocolate bar and ice cream. You know, like they
Well, you'd
add
be
up,
surprised.
man.
I was just doing the math earlier today with Jude. Actually, we were talking about this, and I was telling him I've probably spent around, and even though we live in the GCC where like fuel is relatively cheap compared to New Zealand and stuff, I've probably spent around $50,000 New Zealand on gas in the last like 5-6.
Where are you driving to?
I drive a lot for work and like for the weekends and stuff like that. So I've spent a shit ton of money on fuel.
What you
That is
like?
a lot.
Well, 50 grand in 5 years is like 10 grand a year, which is like $800 a month on fuel. That's not actually that much.
That's Riyadh, right?
No, that's $800 New Zealand.
New
bro,
Zealand,
you're saying.
$800 New Zealand dollars. Like we
But
talk
here
like
in the Middle East, where like fuel is basically like a
Yeah.
quarter of the price it is in New Zealand.
Maybe you need to drive less. Take the bus.
Can't, bro.
Wait,
bro,
you know what your problem is? Is you keep
You think-
revving your engine at every traffic light. We stopped
That
dead next to
happened
you
once.
when I was in
That
Qatar.
happened
He
I haven't
wants
once
to
you
said I
make
don't
it
drive
sound-
that car.
Do you think Better would pull as many goals as he does if he had to take the bus, Ahmed?
Here we
Are you-
I
are you
think
serious?
Yeah, I mean, I think he would. He's just a charming guy, you know.
go. Charisma,
Just-
bro.
just for the evidence, better. How many girls are you pulling, roughly?
Oh, bro. Infinite, bro. I just can't count.
Bro,
according
that's
to
the one,
Tanzim.
bro.
Last I heard it
I'm
was
pulling
a-
up
it
to
was
traffic
like-
lights, bro.
Last I heard it was roughly 2.78 per week.
Damn, bro.
And that's very specific. Where's the .78? Like, is that like a
Who's
midget
gonna-
or,
who's
like,
gonna
a
fact
three-quarters
check
of a
me?
human?
She's missing.
Who's gonna
two
fact
legs.
check me?
S-
Well, it's
Stephen
two
A. Smith
humans.
was reporting that.
He's picking up 2 humans and a midget every week.
Yeah, bro, that's the one. Get the midgie in there. Tanzim,
All
what
right,
about you?
So we'll
You-
just
you
keep
tell
that at the
us.
14-minute mark. Let's just keep that in mind, boys.
Let's give that a little tag there. Tanzim, you're
Well-
up. What's the like? Have you had any moments where like shit, my life's getting bougie now? I'm getting fancy.
Yeah. I think same as you, right? Like first couple of years of working, I don't actually have that much money left to spend on me as responsibilities. And then mid 20s to late 20 to like now, started earning more. And when you start getting like your bonuses or whatever, you're like, oh, I want to go buy something nice. So you go and buy it, and then you're like, oh, okay, this is really nice. I want to keep up this lifestyle. So for me, it kind of started off as I'm buying these things because they're investment pieces, right? Like they should last for a really long time. They're expensive. They're nice. Quality's supposed to be good. But then when you try and do that for everything, I mean, becomes really, really expensive. So
Unsustainable.
exactly, because I'm not earning like $500,000 a year or whatever. Like, so it becomes hard. And for me, whenever I buy something, it's never just for me. Like, I have Sam, or there's my little brother, or I get something for my mom or my dad. So it becomes even more expensive. And I think very recently I started noticing like I'm spending a lot of money. Like just going out, you pick something up, you have someone with you, buy it for them too. It becomes unsustainable, and I'm like actively trying to avoid going to the mall and shit now, and only because back in the day when I used to buy stuff, it'd be like for Eid and my birthday. Now it's not really
Regular.
for that. It's kind of like you go out, if you like something,
Man,
you buy
every day's
it.
Aid in Tanzim's life, bro.
Hey, hit him with that one.
Right, just say Alhamdulillah,
Mashallah,
brother.
mashallah, brother.
Yeah, I reckon that's like I noticed that too. Like when you go out and you don't have any special occasion, but you see something you like. Like before, I used to buy stuff like after reading reviews on it and shit. I'd go out now and be like, "Well, that's a nice vacuum, and it has a big number on there." So it's like obviously it's a V13 or V14 vacuum. So I'm like, "Yeah,
What
let's buy
brand
it."
was it, Jude?
Dyson, baby,
Oh,
Dyson.
was it
Dyson.
Dyson?
Get it on there.
Dyson.
Get on there, Dyson. I know. I think like
Yeah.
I learned like a lot of like self awareness about myself, and
Yeah.
the one thing I find is that I know what I really I'm really like leaning into things I like now. Like I'm very very into doing the things I want to do. Like before, I used to be like, nah, I don't like doing this, I don't like doing that, but I would I could like push through and do them. Now I'm a lot less tolerant to that, and
Yep.
that's like that is a really like bad trait to have at this point. I don't think it's like that conducive to me not spending money or for me to be like maximizing my money.
And it's what Ahmed said as well, right? Like those little ice creams, those little meals, going to the movies, it all adds up. And when you're paying for a bunch of people, it adds up even more. Like, I don't know, have you guys noticed how expensive like ice cream and shit is at the movies? Like you go buy a fucking cone, and it's
Bro.
like $8.
Bro, I went to the movies the other day. I haven't been in ages. I forgot how expensive it was. It was me and Ali. We got 2 frozen Cokes. First of all, my frozen Coke wasn't even frozen.
What
It
is
was just straight.
He just got Coke.
The guy just gave me straight Coke. It wasn't even frozen. Charged me more for that. And like I think we got one popcorn. Yeah, one popcorn, one big popcorn. And it was like $30-something. I was shocked. I was like, what am I paying $30 for? It's just I can go get the Coke from McDonald's for $1. But yeah,
Oh,
everything
because
in
you
the
don't see,
movies is
because that's a
ridiculous.
problem, bro. That's because you see, I needs to carry a handbag because that's what the handbag's for, bro. That's what like that's why girls carry handbags. Yeah, you gotta jam it in there and just cover it up, bro. No one's gonna check. That's what you gotta do, bro. You can't be buying the stuff from there. But you know what I found crazy, right? Is that I still remember when I was young, when I was really young, Mom used to make like the popcorn at home, and we used to bring it there to the cinema. And this was back when the cinema was
That's very
like
Arab.
5 or 6. I remember the cinema was $6 before. It used to be
Yeah.
$6 for me and my sister, and I would pay $9 because it was an adult ticket.
Yeah, those are the good old days.
See, that's the
Yeah,
thing, bro. It's like
times
we are
were
living
really
better.
different.
Yeah, but we are living way better than they lived.
Oh,
Yeah,
of
that's
course.
true.
I mean,
That's
they
true.
grinded, right? But at the same time, like when they migrated, they pretty much had to restart their whole life, right? So over the years, as we grew up, they became more established, and alhamdulillah, they were able to enjoy things more and more. Like I see that a lot in my parents now, because when we were growing up, like they would never think of going to a cafe and grabbing a coffee or whatever. They can do that now, and they don't feel guilty about it. And sometimes I think if I don't know if we'll ever be able to, but if we were able to be as controlled with money as they were, we might be a lot further along. Um, at least for me, like when I spend money, I don't take too many things into consideration. Like, but when my dad does it, he thinks a lot of things through. I think there's a lot to learn there.
I think like also there is like one thing though is like what I was thinking about the other day is that do you guys spend money? Well, I'm sure everyone has to do this subconsciously, but do you spend money to like maintain like an outlook of like social position?
Like
Do you
your
ever like
social
spend?
status, like
Yeah, like I spend the money like I spend money to look a certain way or to be a certain way to people, so people perceive me to be a certain way.
not
It's
really.
like
I
part
think
of
it
it.
depends on the setting. Like I think it depends on the setting.
Well,
Obviously,
you say you spend money on
there's
sneakers,
certain
right?
people you couldn't care less about what they thought.
But who do
But
you
there's
like?
certain
What's
people that look, for example, hypothetically, let's say you're looking for a new employer or you're looking to work somewhere new and you're about to meet someone. You don't want to rock up in like an old dusty car with like, you know what I mean? Like it'll show in your social status when you're going to go impress this person for a specific reason.
But outside of employment, like let's say you take employment aside, do you see there's
The
anyone
general
in there in
public,
the
no,
world
couldn't care less.
of
I,
what they
I
think?
think I think in Australia or New Zealand, you don't really worry about that much. You can look pretty polished just by buying normal stuff. There isn't such a huge distinction to maintain a certain facade. But when I was living in the Philippines, you kind of had to spend money that way because you couldn't just go and eat anywhere and everywhere if you're from a certain background. And when you go to these places, everyone looks extra bougie. So at the same time, then you need to go out and spend money to kind of look like you fit into, so you don't look uh, like you don't look the part, you know. But but I feel like that's more of a thing in Asia because even in Bangladesh, it's the same. You have to spend money to sort of fit into your social class, essentially.
I have seen like the crazy thing is like so like I hear the older mothers talk those like really like housewives who are just like just
Quote
sit and
unquote.
gossip all day. Yeah, basically. And like the thing is, what I've realized with them, which was like, I was so shocked, is that there's actually no winning with them in terms of like social status because like they look at people and if they don't spend money, it's because they're like cheap and they don't like
Bakhil.
spending money. Yeah, and if he spends money, then he's like, oh, he just wants to show off
Frivolous.
to us all the time. Yeah, he's frivolous. It's like basically like it's like black or white. There's like there's no win, and the whole
Oh, for
idea is
sure.
people just want to complain about you.
But I think that's just how everyone thinks, though. Like that's just like at least they're transparent with it. Like that's actually how the general population think of people.
I think, well, I think like, especially like if you like, especially Melbourne and Auckland now, especially those two, that's like that idea of like social status and like, I'm gonna start wearing like, a branded bag. I'm gonna start wearing like the branded, like, whatever it is, the shoes or what the fuck ever. I'm gonna drive a German, all that kind of stuff. That's really, really getting really prevalent in that society now. And when I was younger, or even when I was there in New Zealand, that wasn't that case. I didn't really realize that much, but maybe because we're at this age now where it's the trend now. Like
No, I
you
think
need
you
to be at a
notice it.
certain
No, no,
I
part.
think you notice it
it's
more the older you get, bro. Like when you're
Yeah, I
younger,
think
when
you
you're at
do.
uni and when you're in high school, you don't care about these things. These things are like the last thing
no.
you could think about. Like you don't give a shit like what car that person's driving or like what he's wearing
Uh,
to school or.
maybe
But
not the
now,
car, but I don't know. I feel like it's become a way more prevalent now. Like almost everyone I see has some sort of branded something on them. Like you go to the malls here,
but that's pop
and
culture, bro. That's like social media. That's that effect.
Well, you think
Like you
back
see all
people.
the celebrities wearing this and everyone standing out. You see like kids that are like famous on Instagram and TikTok or whatever that have like millions of followers and literally do nothing with their lives essentially. And they're
Like,
like raking in money and they're just
Yeah.
dressed a certain way and they do nothing for a living basically.
but what so are you think the reason why people buy this is because they don't like the quality, like
Oh no, I think people buy it because of the brand. Like
Status.
yeah,
yeah,
like especially like when you look at like New Zealand or Australia, maybe in this like when we were growing up, people didn't even know these brands. Like not just people our
no,
age, but people older than us
no
didn't
one
know
did.
these brands. But like now because of social media and it's so well known, like like when a brand goes big, it's known all over the world.
Yeah, like I remember when we were young, the fanciest shit out was like a Ralph Lauren polo. Like if you had one of those.
Oh
know,
yeah, that was
it's
fucking
a-
That was
bougie.
you
because
were the man.
Kanye kept wearing them. That's
Kanye's
why.
graduation days.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Kanye
Don't
kept
worry
wearing
about
them.
it,
That's
Jude.
why everyone.
Something. It's something.
It's his
Fucking-
album, dude.
I don't get it. Like, I don't understand it. What do you mean the graduation days?
His album was called Graduation.
Was he
So-
wearing?
He was
was he
wearing
wearing
a polo. Yes.
Was that the polos when you used to pop the collar and like you know
Yes.
wear the chino pants and the sideways cap?
Yes.
Tanzim
That was the
for
hottest
sure
shit
was
ever.
dressed like
That
100%.
150%.
I was dressed more like
Fubu.
Tupac.
Tanzim was dressed like Ti. That cap, I don't know how it stayed on his head.
You know, I can't imagine the diameter of Tanzim's head. I was actually thinking about this recently. I don't know.
I think it's
Thankfully, you
really
brought it up.
tiny.
No, honestly, I can think of Ahmed's head and your head and like the size of it. But like Tanzim, would you say you have an easy time wearing hats?
uh,
I don't think I've ever seen you wear a hat.
Honestly,
I
I
used
like,
to wear a lot of hats, but I
used to wear
gave
a
them
lot
all
of
to my
hats.
brother. Yeah, it's been a long time.
you don't wear snapbacks anymore.
I think the last time I wore a hat was like maybe in uni.
Tanzim wears
Wow.
fedoras now.
Oh
Tanzim,
yeah,
Oh.
Tanzim wears
With
fedoras.
like a
Piss
feather
off.
in it.
Damn,
Fedoras.
that's lifestyle creep
Flat
there, bro.
brim
You don't wear the
caps.
hats. He doesn't wear
But
the flat
I
brims
do
anymore.
eventually at some point. I do want to buy like a nice hat. You know, like
What it-
something you'd wear to the races.
See, there you go.
Just like those
And
First-
this is
big
why we're
hats
here
with
for
a
First
this
of all,
feather on it.
intervention.
Men don't wear hats to the races. I'm
I know.
fairly certain. Like
No, they wear the top hats, don't they?
they fucking don't wear top hats, bro.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
only
like,
if you're
I've seen
rating
them
in
wear
like
those-
1862, bro. Like we're past that now.
Well, that's the look I'm going for.
Yeah,
Nah, Tanzim is right though. Like like those English races that all the Khalijis go to. They all wear those like
the Dubai
crazy top
Millions
hats.
or whatever the hell it's called.
Bro, I don't know what like poverty races you're going to.
Oh fuck! I'm not going to the same races as you, bro. Obviously, they're like, it's obviously not the same one.
No,
like,
but I do think a lot of it is like the social media influence and like pop culture, bro.
Heading on there. See, here's the thing. Like, here's the next point I was actually looking at making here is I was thinking like, what is the hierarchy of things that I would put my money into for for me to spend the money. So like for me, for example, like the number one thing was like comfort. So it's like, am I like happy with the thing I bought? Like, does it make like for clothing wise, for example, is it very, very comfortable? Do I enjoy wearing it? Do I like, is it like a big hug? And then after that's like the function. So I'm looking at like, yeah, like can I use like, is it like a computer? Is it like, something I can use? It's not just like sitting looking at me. After that, I think of it like shit. What's like the next most important thing? Like, would it fulfill like the childhood need? Because like I think it is important for like every person to like buy the stuff that you sought after as a child, and not just keep putting that off forever.
Fill in that void.
Yeah, you need to fit like because everyone has like, when I grow up, I'm gonna have that, and you are growing up, and there's a lot of things that you probably could afford now that you don't end up buying. Just because it may not be the wisest, but like you don't want to get to like when you're 17 and regret not buying it,
True.
Yeah, that's valid. That's valid.
You want to kind of enjoy like the money to a certain degree in this world. I think is kind of like fake as well. Like I don't really think like money is all that real, honestly. Because if you're really thinking about it, like what the hell is it? It's just numbers on your screen, and they pay you, and they give you like numbers on a screen, and like you're worth this much numbers on this screen. And like even all that money is just like some big floating debt somewhere on like another screen and like on another server. So like really like what the hell is it all?
Yeah, I mean, if you're just gonna hoard it, it's really no use
Well,
to anyone. So
Yeah, it's
What are
pointless.
you gonna
Like
take it to the grave with you?
Yeah.
exactly. But
Like,
yeah, what's the next? So it's what comfort? What do you say? Comfort,
Fulfillment,
functionality, and then
Functionality and like
fulfillment of
fulfilling, like, your
desire.
childhood.
Yeah, fulfilling like desire. And last thing, like honestly, the least thing for me is like status. I could not care less about. I don't know. I don't think
Yeah,
like
I think it comes down like different person, like from person to person, bro. The case differs. Like I'll I'll give you an example. Like for example, Tanzim, you own like Balenciaga sneakers, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm serious.
yeah,
I'm
you had
serious.
to put that out there.
No, I'm asking. Don't get me wrong. I own like
I'm gonna get jumped like 2 days from now. Hey, bro, you live here, right?
Where's your address, by the way, just so we can put that out there real
Oh
fast?
my god! If you get
Um,
jumped, I would
no,
buy
but,
you
like,
another
for
pair of
example, you
sneakers.
own a
This is
pair,
getting
right?
famous.
Yes,
You
yeah,
own
I
a
do.
pair. Jude, you would never, ever, ever buy a pair.
Oh, are they the ones that look like socks?
Yeah, the ones
Yes.
that look like socks.
Are they comfortable at all?
Super comfortable.
Jude
They're
would
Yeah.
only buy them because he loves Cardi B.
Like,
and
like-
that's the
like-
29-minute mark. Keep going.
Yeah. No, but see, the thing is, it's like, are they like, how much are they? First of all, this is like the
Like
question of
$800.
like.
Would you pay
No, I'm
$800
not. Never,
for them?
never. I would never pay $800 for a pair of shoes. No way, I'd pay $800.
Okay, what if I tell you buy this pair of shoes for $800, and 6 months down the line it'll be like $2,000?
I'd buy them. Yeah, 100%.
But you're not gonna wear. You can't wear them.
I wouldn't wear them. No. If
You
it makes
just keep
money,
them in the
I'd
box.
spend them. I'd spend them. Yeah, I'd keep them in the box. I'd spend them. That's fair. I would like if it's appreciating assets, then yeah, no problem. But like I'm into buying assets. I don't mind whatever asset it is. I'll buy the
Yeah, you're
asset.
into
I'm not into
investing.
buying. I'm not into buying liabilities. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't call owning a pair of shoes a liability, but it's like
Well,
it's like a
it's-
comfort thing. For example, like for Tanzim, they're super comfortable shoes, which they really are. They're phenomenally comfortable.
Yeah, but are they like
they're
like,
comfortable, right? And it's also the thing you mentioned where it's like a childhood desire. Like growing
Yeah,
up,
well, see, that-
I've always loved shoes. I've had heaps of pairs, and as you get older, like you say, and you get money, you start liking.
You can start
nicer,
affording the
nicer
more
things.
expensive stuff that you wanted.
Exactly.
Yeah, see that.
But
That's,
like, would I
that's
go
you
and
filling
buy
your
multiple?
desire.
Yeah, but would I go and buy multiple pairs? Probably not. Like, I think one pair is enough, and they're comfortable. They do the job. I like the way they look. That's all that really matters. And I think all of us are probably similar enough in the sense that we don't really do anything for status, per se. Like,
No, we don't.
usually-
But like to be fair, like owning a pair of like Balenciaga like speed socks, like it's a status thing. You own them. You know what I mean? Like you're out, you know you own them. Like people will see
Yeah,
you be like,
but-
oh, he's wearing a pair of Balenci's on. Like Jude
Yes,
is like completely different. Like that will never be on his list of like priorities ever.
I know,
Jude
but like,
always dresses
when-
the same. Jude always has an Under Armour t-shirt, Lululemon pants, and a pair of Nikes.
Yeah, I watched his recent video. It's about
Gotta get those
minimalism or
TNs,
something.
man.
You gotta get
Yeah.
NKs, baby.
And
I actually
by
do
the
have
way,
a pair of
that
NKs.
took
by
him
the way.
like a while to buy. Like it wasn't like a split decision. I was like, oh shit, they're on sale.
That worked great, bro. Those shoes are super comfortable, by the way.
But I wouldn't like all of this stuff that I buy. Some of them are nice and expensive. I don't buy them so that people can look at it and be like, okay, this guy has money or this guy's fancy or whatever.
No, of course.
I literally buy it because I like it.
and you
it's
think it
something
looks
that
good
I-
on you.
Yeah, and it's something I expect to have for a really, really long time.
Wait, you think your shoes would like last that long?
Well, I'm not playing like football in them or anything, so I
Well,
think
if you have one pair of shoes, Jude, and you're gonna run them down to the ground, then no, they're not gonna last that long.
I just feel like all my shoes get run down. That's the other thing. I don't know
But
why.
to be fair,
but
you
all my
are
shoes-
like you're very like bulky, like I don't know, like
Yeah, I don't know.
like how to
Nothing-
describe
nothing
this. Like
has-
this
You're
not very
when you call
gentle.
someone fat.
no, you're not very gentle with like your movement. You know what I mean? You're not light on your feet, so to speak.
Yeah, but like, what? Yeah, maybe. I
You're
don't
like
know.
a
That's
camel, bro.
possible.
Have you seen like a camel
like-
move?
Cam's
You'd
a
make a
gangster, by the
terrible
way.
ninja.
Oh yeah, you'd be awful. Like your fingers are too
Do you rec-
fat. Like
bro,
your feet
like,
are
so-
super chunky.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Your hairline's trash.
Well, he doesn't
yeah,
care.
you have a shit
Fair.
personality. You smell bad. I'll just like just small things, bro. Just a few things here. and
Just
there,
a
bro.
couple, just a couple
That's
minor
fucking-
things that you can work
I
on.
had that bottled up for a while, bro. He's had that in there for a while, bro. It's like, let me get my list out. Listen to this. I don't know. Like, I
But to be fair,
think-
Jude,
I
how
think
many
it's
pairs
the-
of shoes do you own? You own like 2 pairs of shoes.
No, I have a lot of pairs of shoes. Actually, it's weird. I have like maybe 7 pairs of shoes.
Do you wear them equally, or do you
No.
like focus
No,
on
he
one?
wears his one
I
pair
wear-
at a time.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Jude,
I-
like you also have like probably 3 CrossFit shoes.
One.
Hold on,
two.
are you
I-
including out of those 7? Are you including your workout shoes?
Yes, of course.
Absolutely not. Those do not count.
Why
I'm
would
talking
you
about
not
shoes that you
fucking?
go out? No, shoes that you go
Yeah.
out in public with.
I have 2 pairs of outing shoes.
Okay,
And
2
one
So, yeah,
pair
pairs
of
of
there you
shoes
shoes.
go.
for a suit.
So obviously you're gonna run them to the ground.
So you got 2
Yeah.
pairs of shoes, and then you got like a construction boot, and then like 4
Workout
CrossFit
shoes.
shoes. There you go.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, there you go. That's about
You,
it.
you got to have a fair number of shoes. Like every man, you know, you need like a pair of Oxfords. You need a pair of like
The
Chelsea.
fuck is a
Look at
pair
those.
of
Here we go.
Oxfords,
Here we
bro?
go.
Sneakers.
Here we go.
What?
We
Yeah,
all knew
you
this was
do.
coming.
But this is true.
What are you?
Like-
are you? What, bro,
Why-
are you
why
going
does
actually
every
going
man-
to
Tanzim,
meetings?
I agree with you, but why does every man need a Chelsea boot?
Well, when you go somewhere nice and you don't want to wear your
They
Oxfords,
go to the races.
you can wear your Chelsea boots. So it's like half formal but half like smart casual. So it hits all the you know.
Bro,
It depends. Certain
straight
people
up.
can pull them off, other people can't.
Chelsea boots are for ladies, bro. I don't know
No,
what
they're
you're
not for
doing, bro.
ladies. No,
It's
they're
They're not
straight
for
up, bro.
ladies.
Rama has
Just
a pair
because
of
you
those
got
shoes,
just
bro.
because you got ogre feet and you can only wear like sandals.
Here we go.
Bro, do you understand like share shoes, bro? What the hell is this, man?
Get fucked.
I bet you wear those heeled ones as well, bro. Listen to
No,
this.
but a real question. Do you guys actually have the same shoe size?
No, we don't. What kind of insulting question is this?
It's insulting
is
in both
brutal.
ways as
That
well.
is
Youth 6.
brutal.
Yeah, it's insulting in
Yeah.
both ways as well.
Get
Like that's
fucked.
just crazy. Oh my days.
No, to be fair, yeah, 2 pairs of shoes, Jude, is not enough. Like for a grown
yeah,
man.
but like,
And they're
honestly,
both
like,
running
I
shoes. Like,
know.
they're both
No,
sports
I
shoes.
have I have my Nike, the black Nikes. I have my TNs, and I have my dress shoes. The dress shoes are like the brown ones.
So you have only
I know,
one
but-
pair of dress shoes.
But you
Well,
need a
I-
black pair too.
No,
You
I
can't just
brown
have
ones.
brown dress shoes.
What? Sorry. How often do I wear like dress things? Why?
You never know.
It's not about how often, but you never.
My
know.
s-
You
it,
should-
it fits
should
very
always
well
have a
with my
tuxedo
suit.
ready.
Do you have a tuxedo ready?
Yes.
Do you actually have a
Do
tuxedo
you actually have a
ready?
tuxedo ready?
Not a suit. Not
He changed the answer real
Gotcha.
fast.
Gotcha.
He definitely does. 100% he does.
No,
I mean,
I
it's
don't.
alright
I
if you
don't,
got
I
one,
don't.
Tanzim. It's not a
I don't. I just have a normal suit with the
And a
bow tie.
tux.
I have a normal suit.
Normal suit with a bow
suits.
tie.
I had suits. I have
And
a
some
lot of
big
suits.
lapels.
Actually, very strange. I have a lot of suits. That's a weird thing. I have a lot of.
Yeah,
I have
so
like
if you
4
have a lot of
suits.
suits, then you need like shoes that go with them.
Do your brown shoes go with all the suits?
And I have the fucking I have actually those 3 or 4 pairs of what's it called? I forgot about them. I'm gonna give them away though, as I don't wear them anymore. The what are those shoes I wear? The Adidas ones that I always wear. The STDs, whatever they're fucking
Oh,
called.
NMDs.
NMDs. When
The
you bought like
NMDs.
4 at a time. The
STD.
STD.
Yeah.
Remember when you bought like 4 at a time? 'Cause
Yeah,
like,
I still have them, bro.
Buy one, get
Yeah.
2 free or some shit.
No, you buy 2 get 1 free, so it's essentially a 33% discount, which I thought it was like a good deal at the time. It was a good deal actually. I'm waiting for it again so I can buy another 3 pairs. I'm gonna start stacking up these shoes, guys. It's gonna be crazy.
We're having the wrong shoe conversation with
Yeah.
this guy.
Yeah.
Where was this
You're not
going
that
anyway?
guy.
Why are
No,
we
you're
talking
not
about
that
shoes?
guy.
Yeah, no, I'm not that guy. Well, that's the thing. It's like like that's what I'm saying. Is like there's certain things that I find like are completely like each person has that thing that's like completely acceptable. But for some reason, everyone agrees that to doing things for status is universally like not acceptable, and I find that strange.
I wouldn't say it's not.
I don't think
wouldn't
it's
say
not
not
acceptable.
acceptable. Yeah, exactly.
But you'll look down.
How do you say that word again? Disingenuous.
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 Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
cut
because
I'll
it's
cut that off.
disingenuous
What to look a certain
No,
or
I
to
wouldn't
appear
say
you
that
look a
either,
certain
though.
to
thing?
do it for status. Like if you don't have a passion for something and you're only splurging the money to look a certain way, it's. I mean, in simple terms, it's fake, right?
But it depends, bro. Like it depends on like a lot of things. Like for example, like your social circle, like the industry you work in, like all that, like is a factor in how you would dress, how you'd like represent yourself. Like I can go to work in like a t-shirt and jeans, whereas a person that goes to the office cannot wear like a person that works in like a corporate office has to wear like a suit, basically. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Like I'm not saying people should like dress in expensive clothes or whatever. Obviously, live to your means, right?
I think
don't
everyone
live out
does it
of your means.
subconsciously.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
we all
like,
do it
don't live out of your
subconsciously,
means.
whether you admit it or not. Everyone does things for status. Whether you dress a certain way because the environment around.
Like
thinks
if you're
that's
saying
normal,
if you're
or
saying
that's-
basically you just need like hypothetically a pair of shoes, you can go to like fucking Payless, bro, and get like a pair
Yeah,
for like $10.
that's it. But you don't.
They'll still be the same functionality. Like if you're talking about
Mhm.
functionality, yeah, they cover
But-
your feet. You can go from A to B.
I know, but does it not then mean that you're not buying solely based on functionality, but you're
Of
rather
course not.
buying
You're
based on
never purely buying like just off functionality.
quality?
If you're buying off functionality, you can be buying like regular T-shirts from any like cheap clothing store. For,
No,
like,
no, but see
$2
that's the difference though. No,
Because-
that's the difference. So it's completely different there because like I will spend a lot of money on a good T-shirt, right? I look at a T-shirt I'm like, yeah, this T-shirt's like $70, $60, no problem. I'll pay that money for that T-shirt because it's a good quality T-shirt. The fact that I don't have to replace this T-shirt regularly or I don't have to use it, I can wash it a lot and it'll still be good. That to me is like good function.
But I think a good test of that is the T-shirt branded or unbranded? If it's unbranded, then yeah, you're 100% right. You're doing it for function. But if it's branded and it's like obviously branded, then there's a part of you that's like, oh,
I
that
think
LV
that is
brand
true.
It's got
on there
like that
looks
Nike
good.
tick on it,
Yeah.
or like
That night,
whatever.
yeah. See, I feel like so like this is, I don't know, maybe this is like the whole thing of status, but like, when I wear like a t-shirt has like a Nike tick, like the people perceive you in a certain way, that like, oh, he's wearing a Nike tick, so obviously he's like athletic, so he does this, he belongs to a certain like lifestyle group. And I think that is nice to feel like you belong to that certain group of of beliefs, and like, this is how we act, this is like the sort of fun, fun people, like especially here in the Khalij, right? Like if you wear Nike, it means that like you're not from the village.
Not from the village. Yeah, in one
Yeah,
way or
but
another. Like I would
that
say
is like
Nike's
straight up.
like the like you would say like these brands like Nike, like especially like sporting brands, right? You would say I wouldn't say you'd say like they're like for like the middle class, right? And like
Yeah.
obviously the upper echelon also wears them. But like if you're out in public, that's what you're buying. You're buying like American Eagle, Hollister, Zara,
Yeah.
like these kind of brands because that's like the middle class. That's what the middle
Oh
class buys.
yeah, like when I say, like, when you're saying not from the village, by the way, like there's people who are still from the village that I work with that earn substantially more money than me, but they're from that, like that, like Palestine, like the depths of Palestine, bro, where they're like,
Yeah.
it's like they don't
Like
give a shit
literally
about, like,
fallahin, like
yeah, like literally, like my grandfather and like my grandparents and stuff like that, like, straight depths of, like, the village. That's
anything
basically it.
gold plated looks amazing for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, and they love those like big armchairs with like the the gold arms. Like, that's like
Yeah,
that's like the real village way
That's
of
the
going about
status
it.
symbol for them.
Yeah, that's the one.
But like when you're talking, like for example, if you go to a fancy restaurant here, if you go to Nobu or something, and you're dressed just in a Nike T-shirt and some like sweatpants, you don't fit in. You're not part of the crowd, like Tanzim was saying earlier. Like you have to like dress for like the place you're going to, right? And even if the
Yeah.
car you pull up in, like if you pull up in like a Toyota Corolla, it's not gonna be the same as the dude that's pulling up in like a fucking BMW 7
Pajero,
Series
yeah.
or something.
But
Pajero, sure.
I think at the same time you feel different. Like, when you're
makes you
seeing a
feel
nice
good, bro.
car, yeah, you pull up, you feel completely different. When you've got a nice watch on, you feel
Your
like
demeanor changes.
yeah, you're I think, like, so that's why I mean it's subconscious. Sometimes you do it not because you want to, but like just the culture that you're in kind of pushes you in that direction.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you think that's like, I think I think like the whole point of this whole, like, like even if you look at like religion and stuff like that, is like you cannot be tying your self-worth, which is what a lot of people do, I believe. If they tie their self-worth to like how they dress and like how much money they earn, like how they are and like who they are, instead of being like who I am as a person, this is who I am. My self-worth is like really, really tied into like I can generate this much money per year, and I have this much influence over people and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's like that's a scary thought, and I think that's like very, very prevalent, because like I think especially for men in this day and age now, is that like, because you can't hunt, because you don't do any of that stuff that, like, it really deep down is like the real male role, like real primal instincts. The only thing you can do left is like provide. So it's like my level of providing is like how much of a man I am.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no,
How
I
much money I earn.
completely-
Yeah.
I agree to that. Like I'm probably the first one to put my hand up and say, like, that's how I probably look at life. Like if I was to go backwards in my career and start making less or whatever, I'd probably be very, very sad. Because like you say, like it's how you measure yourself as a man these days, right?
Yeah.
Your
But
ability to
that
provide
should
for
be,
your
but that's
family.
not how it should be though.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what Drew's trying to say. I don't like. I think that's what society makes it now, but I don't think that's
Yeah.
how you should measure yourself, is like by the means of how much money you make or all that kind of stuff.
I don't know, man. I feel like that's wishful thinking, right? Because how much money you make governs how much comfort you can provide your family with, right? Like if you make a lot of money, you can have many cars, you can have maids, you can make your parents' life easier, you can help them retire, whatever. So then if you're going backwards and you're not able to do these things, or you're further away from those goals, I don't know, it doesn't feel very nice.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
but
it almost becomes like a cycle of like you've got to continue to prove yourself when you go down that path. Like there's a story
Yeah.
I was told. I was lectured once by the guy who was responsible for mediating between the U.S. government and all the bailouts that they had to do with after the global financial crisis.
Like Goldman
Mhm.
Sachs and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
so all these like top executives that were earning 8 figures, he had to go and like break the news to these guys that, oh, you guys are going to make substantially less. Like you're gonna make 10% of what you were making, or like 40%. You know, like it's substantially less when they were on. And these guys are like multi-millionaires. He said he was sitting in a room with some of these guys. They were breaking, like they were crying. Grown multi-millionaire men crying. They're like, my life is gonna be ruined. Like I can't sustain my life on a $20 million a year salary. You know, they're
Whoa.
like, you know, like my wife will leave me. The people around me will think I'm a joke. You know, like their whole identity is tied up in how much money they make.
But
So
see, that's a crazy thing though. That's what it is. Like that's why it's so bad. I reckon that's why it's like actually like a big negative. Because
Mhm.
first of all, like realistically, like I don't believe you're like to a limit. You're not in control like how much money you're going to make in your
no, you're
lifetime. I
not.
don't believe that's
No.
a
You're
thing.
definitely not.
So like you to say like, oh, I'm not like a man, or I'm not feeling like this way because how much, like, well, maybe God didn't write you that much money in your life. So what? You're not going to be a man ever? Like you're not going to be good to your parents? Like there's still ways to do all the stuff you want to do and to fill that need without having like a big stack of money to do it for, because maybe it's just not written for you. Like, that's just the world.
No, but you know what
Yeah.
the problem is? Like when, like it's like basically like this whole topic of when you were saying like when you were at uni you didn't have that much money, so you weren't spending it on these certain things. Then the more money you made, like you started buying different things, you started eating at different restaurants. But if you think about it, it's kind of the same thing for these dudes, right? So this guy that's like back in the day, probably he was making like a few grand a year or whatever. He had a certain type of lifestyle. But now when he's in that like 7, 8 figure like echelon, he's like his lifestyle has completely changed, and that's just become his new normal. Where in the sense he's living in like a $20 million like penthouse. He's like only flying private. He only eats at like fancy restaurants and like only buys like super expensive designer clothes. But that's become his new normal because his financial means allowed for it. And when you tell him like realistically, like I get what you're saying in the sense when you're telling him this guy used to make $80 million a year, and you're telling him you're only going to make 10 million, right? 10 million to us is a crazy amount of money,
Mm-hmm.
right? But for him, he's taking a massive pay cut.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's justified like for him to feel that way, but I'm just saying you can understand like where they're also coming from mentally, in the sense of I'm used to living this 80, 70, 60 million dollar lifestyle. Now I'm going to go back to like that 10, and it's like a huge like downgrade for them.
Also, like I have a feeling like, obviously this is just a very big generalization, but like let's say I'm earning 80-90 million dollars a year or whatever it is, and I meet a girl and I'm 60 and I'm with like a 22-year-old, like, and I'm like, my lifestyle is now going to go, I just don't feel like that person is going to stay with me through those, like, the times where I'm making
rough
like
patch.
piss all. Yeah,
No,
like
probably not.
that's like they don't get like you get the ride or dies when you build something with them, but like, when you inherit the person when you're already rich, like it's very, very rare to find someone who's going to be with you like
Oh,
till the
100%.
very
Because that
bitter end.
person's with you for the lifestyle, bro.
Yeah, you're there providing that really, really nice lifestyle.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. Like I go out like here and in New Zealand and wherever, and I have different social circles sometimes than you guys, right? But
Yeah, you
Nah,
you
got
can
that's
too
tell
many
like
friends,
impossible.
bro. Too many friends.
um,
You forgot the boys for a while.
no, but you can tell like when you're out with certain people, like the saying is true, bro. Money talks. Like money
Like
is a status thing. Like money is not necessarily just power. Like money is power, obviously, especially in this part of the world. Like when a dude rocks up with like a Lambo or whatever to like a spot, it's way different than a dude rocking up even with like a BMW 5 Series.
But that's
You know
more
what I mean?
perception than money.
No, it's more perception, but like
Yeah.
it's you're perceived as that you have more money.
Yeah.
Like it goes hand in hand. Same thing. Like if you're out out on a night out at a club or something, that dude that rocked up in the Lambo is automatically going to have way more attention than the dude that rocked up in the 5 Series. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
like
but like
it's like say like
attention from
those
who?
kind of people, birds of a feather flock together. Like they kind of like those women kind of like sway towards that kind of like
Oh, you're talking about like the ladies in the club. Yeah, but like
yeah.
because
Yeah, but like what kind of quality that you're attracting, those kind of
Yeah, like
questionable.
you're not trying to wife anyone in the
Yeah,
club.
when
Yeah.
you're making $80 million a year, like in the back of your mind, that oh my god, does she really love me for me, or is it just because I have 80 mil in my bank account?
I don't think you'll ever be able to like think that anyone loves you for you when you're making that much
Exactly,
money.
100%.
Yeah, I think you'll become paranoid. Honestly, if we get to that level of wealth, like all your relationships with people become way, way different. Like I've seen this like firsthand with people. Not obviously me, but like people I know. Like the people around that person act so strange and differently when they're around me. Like they become, like automatically they become like a little bit more submissive. I've noticed that, like, they're always like trying not to
A
argue,
little bit more ass kissing.
Yeah, a little more ask. Literally,
Just walk out in a
for,
gimp suit.
yeah. You're just come. It's just weird, It's like there's all these like little things they get treated so differently. And like if you're making that much money or you have that much money, you're looking at it like shit. Like you must be feeling that. You must be feeling like people act really strange around you. Like you're never
But
having
that's
like
why a
this
lot of those
human
guys
conversation.
that do make it, like whether it's like LeBron James or Kevin Hart or these like celebrities that made it from essentially, let's say, nothing, right? Like LeBron James that got drafted out of high school, like the same dudes that he grew up with, like when he had nothing, are still the same dudes that are around him now because those who were his friends back when he had nothing.
Yeah, and what do you notice with the misses? Day one, bruh. That's what
Day
you gotta
one is
build gotta build your empire with your day one.
Yeah, as soon as
Day-
that divorce comes in, all right, it's over. That's it. You're never gonna find a real one, bro.
Yeah, if I get rich, I don't know any of you guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're gonna get that cease and desist on this podcast. You're gonna have to lead all the episodes.
You know when Ahmed's you know how you'll know when Ahmed's got heaps of money? When you'll have hair again.
Yeah.
Oh,
got
my
that
God.
planted.
Got him.
Oh, wow. This guy with his Majin Vegeta hairline, all right.
At least I got a hairline.
Yeah, all right. You're all bold, honestly. Well, see, I just go for the zero now, so no one can say anything. Well, one actually thing though is that, like, have you guys decreeped anything from your lives? It's like called
What?
lifestyle decreep, where it like you remove certain things from your life that was in it before you had money. Like, where you've reduced certain things. Now that you have money, you're more conscious of it. So it's like, I don't do this anymore.
No, but like a large part of it, like when you were talking about comfort, like if I can pay someone to get something done faster for me, I'll do that because I would rather avoid the wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's my thing, and I said this in my YouTube videos. Check it out, everybody. Please, quick plug. That
What's the
like
channel?
That was an
Airpants.
awful plug to your own page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Do
put
it
the
again.
links
Do
in
it
the
again.
bottom.
Try again.
Yeah,
I'm
go
not gonna
again,
try
here we
again.
go.
We're not.
Three,
We're
Let's
not.
go
We're
again.
not going again.
one,
We're not going
boom.
again. We're not
Three
going
of
again.
us.
Airpants.
We're not
Just
doing
do
it
it
again.
again.
Airpants. Thank
on
you very much.
YouTube.
It's there. Everyone's gonna check it out. You all have to check it out. But like the one thing I value more than anything in my entire life now, like, obviously not including like your family and stuff like that, all the stuff that you have to love, but like, is time. Like the one thing I'm willing to pay good money for is like time to a certain extent, But like I would like, if I can buy more time doing things, I can pay someone to do things, I would pay that money. That is a good investment to me.
I would add on comfort to that as well these days. Like if I can make myself reasonably comfortable, I will. Like rather than taking the train, I'll take an Uber. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Oh
for sure.
yeah.
Because
Yeah, the
just
comfort's a big one,
because
but also
yeah.
that like above all, like, so like I think the level of comfort I'm at now, like I don't know, like what I think about, I'm like, what more comfortable could I actually achieve now? Like, what's the higher level of comfort? What's
No,
after
but see, that's
this?
the thing, Jude. Like you're in your current bracket now, right?
Yes,
Let's say inshallah, like one day, mashallah, you'll move up to like, let's say you're making that 7 figure number, right?
12 figures, very good. Continue.
Whatever, 12 figures, 15 figures, bro. You got that Elon Musk just bought Twitter money,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So let's say you're in that bracket. Then the stuff that you buy for your own comfort is completely different.
Yeah, but see,
Completely different.
yeah,
Like
but
you
like
might say it'll be the same as now, but that's not true.
no, but like for example, right? Like in terms of like, let's take food for example. I think I buy genuinely like the highest quality food that I know of. Maybe I know of something high, but like I don't like super like, honestly, I don't like Wagyu that much. I like just standard New Zealand beef. I like that beef. I think it's very good. That's what I want. Like better than this, I don't know what's out there. I honestly don't know what's out there that
I'm
could be
sure when
way
you
better.
have 12 figures, you'll find out what's out there.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing. It's like, look at
No,
Elon Musk.
I'm sure there is, but I think food is one of those things that the rate of diminishing returns comes pretty quickly. Like
Huge,
after a certain
yes.
point, it no longer makes sense. Like it's really then just becomes a thing of, status and I've eaten this thing from this famous person. But I don't think it tastes any better to the point where it's like I'm willing to pay $2,000 or $1,000 or whatever for this.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you
Honestly,
know,
like your mom's food probably just tastes the best anyway. So
yeah,
Bro,
legit.
I'd take Mama's food over
Yeah.
all these fancy restaurants any
That's
day of the
it.
week, twice on Sundays.
Yeah, because like deep down, I truly believe like deep down, like okay, the thing I would spend a lot of money on is like electronics. Like I would start doing really dumb stuff with electronics. Like that I know, but like again, like electronics are probably like the cheapest thing you could be into.
These days,
Yeah, yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
fair.
Like you know, like what, like you can buy. I can buy everything my mind can imagine, electronic wise, for like 100 grand. Which, if you really think about it, like in the grand scheme of things, is that's not billions. That's nothing.
yeah.
Like after that, it means nothing. You know. Food wise, I don't care.
Yeah,
Cars, yeah, maybe you can get like a like what's like the most expensive nice
but the
car
thing
you could
is,
buy that you would own?
the thing is,
Wouldn't buy
Jude,
Rolls
if you're
Royce.
talking about like mega billionaires like level, it does. It's not just like you start factoring in. I can't wait for a flight. I need to have a jet. I don't have
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
But
My
that,
time is
but
so
that's time.
valuable.
Yeah, but that's time. See, that's time. I'm saying I always kept that one as a separate. Like time. If my time becomes that valuable, I can't wait for flights. Yeah, you get a jet. Sure, I understand that.
Yeah,
That I
but then
get.
but then that just becomes the comfort of your life. Like that just becomes standard.
It
Once
just
once
becomes
you're like,
regular.
yeah, that becomes regular. It
Yes,
becomes your standard. You can't you feel like you can't go backwards anymore.
of course. Yeah, no, I agree. I 100% agree with that. And I think that's another important fact is that like I think everyone needs to be ready that like if all of this God forbid ever like disappears tomorrow, will you be like broken as a human or no?
No,
Nah,
no.
just move on with life. It
Go
is
back
what
to
it is,
buying
right?
$1 T-shirts and fucking $5 shoes, bro.
Yeah, you're right. So see, that's like the best attitude to have. Like if you truly feel that way, I think that's like a very very strong like like
These are all blessings, you know. Like
yeah, yeah, all
we just
extras.
we're able to enjoy them because we're blessed. That's all it is.
I mean, so do you guys not feel that there's like a limit to like your like lifestyle creep? You don't feel like you will eventually get to a point where like I don't need more than this. Like, or do you feel like you guys need something more now? That's like this is the last bit I need.
Nah, I feel like, bro, just human nature. You always feel like you want more.
There's always more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Like,
like,
dude,
but
you'll never
I
reach
think
a point where you're like, you'll definitely reach a point where you're like, "Khalas, alhamdulillah, like I'm satisfied, like I'm happy with everything." Obviously, if I get this one other thing, like yeah, it'll be cool, like, but I don't need it. You know what I
No,
mean?
yeah,
no.
but Jude's point is like do you like right now? Do you think you would need it if you got wealthier? Like, do you have aspirations of getting those like bigger, better
Oh,
things?
for sure, bro. But like for me at the moment, like you gotta take into like a few other things into account. Like I'm still single, right? Like I don't have any
Mhm.
like person that I'm responsible for, or like little humans that I'm responsible for. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that all comes with like an additional cost as well.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but that's fine. But like I'm saying, like the real point I'm trying to make is that like, do you guys see anything in your lives now that you are missing? That you're thinking like, shit, I would like this. I want this little bit extra. I want this. I need a driver, for example. I need a guy to
Yes.
drive me
No,
around all
just
day.
time, bro. Just time, like you said. Honestly, if I had time to do like whatever I wanted without the responsibility of having to go to work, then yeah, perfect.
Yeah. No, I think there's a lot of things I still want to buy.
Yeah, like what? Like yeah, like what do you feel like? What do you feel is like I need this. This is the thing I need. Like this
No,
is
no,
gonna make my
I don't
life
think
better.
any of these are needs. I think almost all of these are wants.
Hmm.
But there's so many. Like, I mean, where do I start? Like, I want 10 more houses, a couple apartments, a boat, a
So that's like
plane,
you're saying
watch
those are
it.
things that you're like in your head right now. You can't live without them.
Oh no, I don't. There's nothing that I don't have right now that I can't live without.
Okay, and I'm talking about when I say houses, by the way, like so you can't include houses. You can't because houses are investments. And at the end of the day, you make money off those things. Like they're a good way to spend money. I'm talking about stuff that's like the return on what you're buying is only
And
either going to make
essentials,
you more
like
comfortable. Yeah, it's either going to make you more comfortable or get you more time. That's basically it. Or like it's something you want to like fulfill, like a need you want to fulfill. Like you don't buy houses for the sake of not making money. Just to say I own houses. Unless you want to
Uh,
own a house in different
yeah, I
locations.
mean, to save time, like Better said, having a driver, um, maids are super helpful. Those things make life infinitely easier, I think. Having a cook, not having to worry about cooking would be nice. What
Mm.
else? I don't
Yeah.
really think I don't travel enough, to be honest, to warrant saving time on a private jet. I'm quite happy taking a commercial flight, to be honest.
It's,
So humble.
it's first class not getting too
Like just
too
humbled
boring
with
for you.
with your presence, Tanzim.
I don't even think I've ever been on a plane that has a first class, so.
Okay, bro. Okay.
There you look at this fucking Mother Teresa here, bro. So humble, man. Man of the people.
Tanzim flies cargo only.
I only.
Lock him up in that cage, man.
That's because I'm an animal, bro.
Where are all the goats, guys?
Get a pity?
Is that a pity?
Oh,
No,
that's
but
good.
one new thing that's starting to become like a money pit for me is my thing for watches. So I used to have a watch collection, not that fancy, small stuff like Seiko, Citizen, whatever. And then when we moved from Auckland to Melbourne, someone stole the box. So I had like 8 or 9 watches that I collected over many years since I was a kid, and it went missing.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, it's quite sad, really.
Was
So
this off Flinders Station?
nah. We're not talking about that better.
for legal reasons, we don't talk about that.
I
Want
don't
to know?
know. Yes, best train station in Melbourne.
Number one.
Undefeated.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so recently I started collecting again. So I've got 3 in my collection now, and all I keep thinking about is like the next piece I want to buy, and it comes back to the whole lifestyle creep thing again, because I have more disposable income. I want to buy, the nicer watches, the ones that have some type of meaning behind them, and it really is a lifestyle creep.
Yeah, that's fair though. Like I think,
I
it's
don't
a
thi-
collection and they go up in value, so it's
Well,
like
do
an
they go up in
investment,
do they go up in value? Like, have you seen, like, if you were to resell them, in 5-10 years, would you make any money on them, or would it be like
No, I don't think the ones I have will go up in value. I think some of them will hold, but the others will probably go down, I think. I mean, if you look at the watches that go up in value these days, really only like a few brands, right? Your Rolexes,
They're impossible to
Pateks.
get a hold of, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. And a couple of your Grand Seikos are really coveted these days. But even super expensive brands like Lang & Sona, they don't even hold their value. And they're very expensive, very old brands.
I never even heard of that. I don't know what that is, but yeah,
the
It's
only
honestly
watch
too
brand,
broke.
like
broke.
apparently
Too broke for that
what are they called? What are those called? Richard Millie's?
I
Yeah,
don't
Alright.
like.
those are definitely way out of our price ranges.
Yeah, but I don't even like the way they look. I don't know about you guys, but they
I'm
seem
sure if you
so
can afford it, you'd
obnoxious.
like it.
Nah, man, they look really obnoxious.
Well, they are really obnoxious. I think that's the point, honestly.
I mean, if you got $1 million on your wrist, it's gonna be pretty obnoxious.
Are they $1 million, those watches?
Nah,
Some
you can
of
get
them, yeah.
cheaper ones. You can get some of them for like 250K, 400, 500. But yeah,
Wow.
like starting price is like quarter of a million.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, like, if I buy this watch, right? If I buy a Richard Mille, people will instantly think I'm wearing a fake watch. That's the
Oh,
that's the
100%,
worst part.
100%.
Yeah, remember when Better had the Hue Blow?
That was real. That was real.
he had the hublot, bro.
Hublot's actually aren't that bad, bro. Hublot's are like 15, 20K.
Damn.
But yeah, like
Yeah.
if any one of us were to rock up with a Richard Mille, bro, instantly off rip, yeah, this guy has a fake watch. Like,
Oh,
because
it's
like,
nice fake watch, bro.
yeah, like what's his name, Chad
Well, is
Ochocinco. Like when he was in the NFL, he would never buy an original watch though. He would always wear fake ones. But like when he's wearing it, why would you tell him it's fake when he makes like $10 million a year?
Yeah, that's a smart way of doing it, bro. I
That's the
reckon
thing,
that's the way.
actually.
Well, 50 Cent used to do that. He never used to buy real jewelry. It was always fake.
That's genius,
Yeah.
bro. Until he actually made it, then he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
I actually realized that about a lot of rich people, like even in like the UAE and Qatar and all these places. A lot of the really rich people there have like fake handbags, and they just go to Thailand and get
Yeah.
knockoff stuff because they're like, I've got the money. Like, who's gonna tell me? Who's gonna know otherwise?
Exactly.
You know,
But see,
like,
that's the whole thing. It's like at that point, it's like
That's how the rich stay rich, bro.
Yeah.
Well, but then that's the whole thing about status, though. It's like, you know,
Mhm.
you're buying purely for status, and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you have enough of a name that's like it doesn't even matter at that point.
I have enough of a name and I have enough financial means that people know about for whatever I have or whatever I own to seem like it's original when 100% of the time it's not.
I know, but then, like, if you're actually into it, you have a passion for it. Would you rather buy the real thing or the fake thing?
Oh, of course you'd rather buy the real thing, but I'm saying like women don't need like 15 Birkin bags. You know what I mean? Like she'll have like 2 original ones that like she really like, and then the other 13 are just fake because like it's just another Birkin.
I'm just waiting for cars to become knockoffs. That's like my thing now.
Good luck with that.
What?
I'm sure
Like they
you
need
go
to make
China and get
they need to
something.
make fake cars, bro. Honestly, like they need to figure this
Mercedes
out.
straight out of the
Like,
Philippines.
yeah, bro. Honestly, I swear to God, like, because like cars are so damn expensive now, and it's like they could just make the fake versions. Like, oh, like you know, you get yourself like a fake Corolla or something like that. Fire. You wouldn't have to worry about it at that point. Like,
I
you
mean,
know,
but a Corolla is just excellent value, though. You gotta. The Corolla's
they're
a
not
good
even
value
that a
car.
good value anymore. I don't think they are. I just don't feel like they're excellent value. Like,
I
I
mean,
want
if
to
you can
buy one,
hold
but
on
it's so
to it for 10 years, then yeah, it is value. They don't require that much money on maintenance. Like if you do sort of
Mhm.
like the standard factory maintenance, it'll go for a very, very long time.
they're like 70,000 reals here, I reckon. I think
How
they're
much is that in
That's a
dollars?
very good value.
yeah. I think how much
What's
is it
that?
in regular money? It's like
That's like
25 grand.
23K or whatever, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like where are you buying a brand new car for 23K?
Qatar, America.
Well,
Yeah, but
try to
that's the
buy
thing.
a
It's
brand new Corolla here. That's
yeah,
like
but that's what he
50K.
means. He means where else are you gonna get a good quality car? So it's a good value car. That's the point he's making.
Oh, it is good value. No, I like how do you
Basically
read
trying to
that?
convince himself of his next purchase.
Yeah.
I'm buying a Corolla. I'm straight up buying a Corolla. I'm rocking up, bro.
Hey,
Bro,
don't you have the Pajero right now?
I do have a Pajero. Yes.
That's
Yeah,
his
so why do you
fancy
want to
car.
get rid of it? I love the
That's his
Pajero.
fancy car.
No, that's my fancy car, bro. That's my fancy car.
Also,
That's my
Tanzim, don't
fancy.
pretend like you know, bro. You haven't visited us while we were in this country.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, look at this
No,
hater.
because I used to have a Pajero. And that's what I was
Yeah.
saying. That's why I love them.
Tanzim won't visit the Middle East
He never.
Why not?
for political reasons.
What
Damn,
political
bro.
reasons?
Political
No,
reasons.
inshallah, I'm coming for Umrah this year.
Umrah in
And,
Qatar.
No, we're gonna go Saudi, and then I'll swing by Qatar, because it's like right there, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically right there.
You
Like
could
an
drive
hour
there
flight.
actually. Yeah.
He can't drive from like from what's it called, from Mecca to
No, he can, you
Doha.
can.
That's
You could.
that's
It's a long drive, but
That's
yeah.
a long drive, dude. Like just
How
fly
many
a
hours
plane.
is that?
Like 12 hours,
Probably
maybe.
like 10, 12. That's not too
Let's
bad.
Google.
That's like driving from Auckland to
That is way too long. I'd rather just take a plane.
the comfort. Boom, and you have the financial means for it.
I feel like driving like, but see again, it's like it's time. Like Mecca, Saudi Arabia. Here we go to Doha. Yeah, it's fucking. Here we go. It's 14 hours and 35 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Plus, I heard the Arabs don't drive very safe on the roads.
That's a bit racist.
No, that's only if you get in their way.
why. Oh,
Stick
God.
to your lane, Tanzim.
Yeah.
Just. Why can I imagine Tanzim in like a Toyota Corolla doing like 80 kilometers an hour the whole way?
two hands on the steering wheel.
First of all, I'm a better driver than all of you combined.
Yeah,
okay?
right, bro.
Pulls up to the spot.
You
Uber.
know, Ahmed didn't even know what a handbrake was
Yeah.
until I showed him.
Oh, fuck.
It's
fire.
Fuck off, bro. Go call Jenny Craig.
All right.
So get that part of this. The inevitable.
This is a Bengali man with his Filipino wife in the front seat. Is this Uber?
All right. I guess that's where we wrap it up on that
Yeah.
So
bombshell.
we're wrapping it up, boys. And on that bombshell,
dude.
boom.
Lovely. All right.
Do you reckon this one will air?
Yes, 100%. I'm literally uploading it now. I'm gonna upload it and it's done. It's done. If anything you don't like, fire out, bro. It's done. I wonder if I can make like a cool little video and then put this on TikTok as well. I'm gonna start
For an
making
hour and 10 minutes.
No, I'm gonna start reusing content, guys. That's what all the pros do.
That's what
Yeah.
you gotta do, man.
That's true. That is what they do. Yeah.
You should just do
Yeah, so-
animated videos.
Yeah. Anyone you guys anything you guys want to say to anybody out there of my
Ahmad, don't you
you
want
know?
a shout out? Don't you usually have a shout out at the end of your
Ahmad
podcast,
usually has
Ahmad?
Ahmad usually has a
Shout out my boy Karabuli. You know how it is. We gotta get him on the podcast, bro.
Yeah, bro, honestly, I would love to
I
get
don't
him
think
on this
Karbuli has a
podcast, bro.
computer, bro.
Yeah, bro. He
He'll-
barely
he'll-
has a phone. He's
do-
still
do you
writing
have-
letters.
Do you have a number he can call into, like
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 a
radio?
hotline.
What do you mean, bro?
Toll-free
Like, we're
number
not-
for Karbuli
like
to
like a
call.
radio station, just call in and just let him talk to us. Oh my god! But can you imagine trying to explain this to him, like Zencaster, like trying to get him to to use this?
Bro, what is this, man?
He'd be so annoyed, man. I can just imagine.
Gappy.
The gap, bro.
The gap, bro. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for coming today. I actually enjoyed that. It was very good. Well done, everybody. You kept it on topic. You kept it like relatively clean. You know.
We
I'm
had a
very
couple
happy.
of swerves here and there, but we're
No,
fine.
it's good. It's good. It's how it should be, guys. It's how it should be.
On the whole, it went well.
On the
It
whole,
did.
though.
All right.